Professor Vidyasagar, who was not a direct teacher, but as it happens that I was supposed to go for PhD to University of Waterloo in 1986, but somehow the fate had other ideas. So I stayed back in the country and did my PhD in IIT Kharagpur itself. Otherwise, I would have been his direct teacher. But nevertheless, I got such a love and affection from him even after that, and we were in touch. And after I joined as a director here, he sent me an email, very congratulatory email. And although we have not been directly communicating for the last couple of years, and in fact, probably I also did not realize it, but today I realized by listening to his lecture that indirectly he has influenced me in the sense that just as he has changed his field every 5 years or so, I have also changed my fields several times, which I told in my lecture to the faculty, from control systems. In fact, we had the same background, control systems, and control systems to power electronics, to VLSI design, to biomedical systems, and now electric vehicles and things like that. So, the same spirit, I feel that I had the same spirit, not being stuck in one area, and look for opportunity and challenges in different areas based on my capability, and try to do something, and try to at least make small mark and then move on. Because as we know, all of us, none of us are actually, once you start developing your research career, within a few years you know that you are not going to get the Nobel Prize. So once you are not going to get the Nobel Prize, the gold medal or whatever you call it, we settle for silver medal. So multiple silver medals may be better than one gold medal, which you may never get. So we have to be practical. So same thing, I am very happy to again having my reflections of whatever I am trying to tell all my faculty colleagues here that think big, work in teams, talk to industry, take industrial project, take interdisciplinary problems, collaborate within the institution, outside the institutions, abroad, wherever. We have to open up our eyes, and that actually brings me back to IIT faculty, IIT BHU faculty. And as you can see, the reason I thought I should, put all my fantastic colleagues who have got multiple patents. In fact, you probably saw them carrying just one certificate which we have given, but many of them have got more than a dozen patents under their belt. Right. Today we don't want to name them because that would have been, too much of information. But be sure that we have people with more than a dozen patents, and many others are in the pipeline. So let's give them all a big hand and make sure that they stay motivated to do more. In fact, giving certificates to patent awardees was a little bit of small dream of mine, because in IIT Kharagpur I have been telling, I think I filed my first patent in 2004 or something. So it's 24, so 20 years now. So I've been telling them, in fact, we are all talking about encouraging people to file patents, and it takes a lot of effort. So unless there is some kind of recognition, otherwise it remains just as a one item in your CV, one more, you get, and especially after you get 2, 3, 4 patents, after that there is no value to your CV, whether 3 or 30, it hardly matters. But if there is a system, which recognizes this innovation, which is actually proved by getting the patent, people really tend to at least happen with me. One way is that on one side the patent was taking more than 12 years, 14 years. In fact, I just got 2-3 days back, I got a patent which I probably filed in 2012 or 2011. So those things take, took their time, and of course now fortunately Government of India and the Patent Office has become hyperactive, and people are getting patents within 1 year, and all the backlogs are getting cleared. So we are the beneficiaries now. But all these years people had to sort of, either they stopped filing or somehow they kept themselves going. So I am very happy to see all our younger colleagues they have not stopped filing, they kept on filing, and I'm seeing, and I know that so many others are in the pipeline, so future will, give us the result. So we need to recognize internally and also tell the world, look, this is where we stand. So one of the reasons I wanted also the group photograph, we'll have it, we'll have it as our strength, show of strength. Look, so many patent holders. Right? So that will create some perception and hope down the line, and then will be. So basically, one of the weaknesses of IIT, in fact, all Indians probably, but now we're talking about IIT BHU. So is also our weakness that we don't tell about our achievements. So I think we have to start telling that, at least, and individually, individuals vary. Some may like to show, some may not like to show. But as an institution, we cannot be just sitting saying that no, we are also, we have done, we just got 60 patents this year. Next year we will probably do 2 more. No, we should not talk like this. We have to really advertise that 60 patents is no joke. In fact, I think we had more than that number already in this in this current year, academic year. So we can do it, and now few of the other things like Professor James talked about, improving the processes, right? And all those things also we have to do, and some of that we are going to do already initiated, and I don't want to highlight them here because they are mainly academic and or process related kind of bureaucratic matters, but some of them will be discussed in the Senate tomorrow. So I want to reserve my energy for that. And but what I want to say, and I want to conclude by doing that, is what I am telling everybody, that we have to transform IIT BHU to a quote-unquote world-class institution. So firstly, it has to start in our thought process that we want to become world-class, and this particular thing does not fit in with a world-class institution. All of us have to be always clear and then talk to each other, and also inform me or whoever is the, if you are in the department, you see something is not quote-unquote world-class, this is what can be called as world-class. So then you should try to do something about it. Now, what I believe is that, world class is not that there will be actually very beautiful building and clean environment. All those things are there. Those are just kind of byproducts of being world class, because it is a way of thinking. The way of thinking that we should do our best. Again, many of the speakers would have reflected on that you should always do our best. How can we give our best? So something like the dust is there on the stairs of a building. I'm sure we can do better than that. We can clean it. We can arrange to clean it. If we cannot clean it, that is actually a non-world class mentality, in saying that jo hai rehne do. This rehne do mentality we have to get rid of. We have to say whatever is not perfect according to the best of our understanding, and we must take no for an answer. We should get it done, whatever it takes. Sometimes it may take time, sometimes it may take resources. Like we have a space crunch. All departments are going through a space crunch, and we do have a plan for construction. But if you really think that this construction will take 3 to 4 years at least, so by the time in the 5th year, that construction, whether it will be adequate or not, I have a feeling that even the planned construction will not be adequate. Let's say the number of hostels, number of students. So suppose we want to increase the number of PhD students, just the PhD students, not without touching the others. And we want to go to the intermediate, say in 3 years, we want to go to, let's say, from 1000 to 2000. Again, we are going to run out of space. So whatever we are going to construct over the next 3-4 years, the growth of students will be such that again we will have to keep 3 people in a room, and that is not world class. We have seen the first year, unless the room is made for 3 people, it is not healthy to put 3 people in that. So many of your wardens, how with what difficulty you are facing, what difficulty students are facing, and we have no face to show. So we have to do collective thinking and figure out what are the ways in which we can make ourselves better. And finally, the family members are here. Some of the family members have come, and actually I especially wanted the patent holders to be felicitated in front of their family members. I don't know how many of them have brought their family members. And if not this year, please bring them next year, because otherwise, difficult to tell your better half or worse half, depending on what kind of business you are, what you are doing, toiling the midnight while returning home so late, not taking care of the family. It's all for some good cause, right? And unless you undergo pain, you don't gain those things, right? So, to my promise to those the family members and the whole community is also that the IIT BHU should be a place where we have kind of world-class experience, right? So once people enter the campus, everywhere, every nook and corner, whether it is housing, whether it is a guest house, Professor Vidyasagar I think mentioned the guest house, or it was Jain, Professor Sudhir Jain mentioned the guest house, but all faculty housing, all staff housing, everywhere you should have a quality, a certain quality. Government of India has standard norms, right? At least we should be able to meet that. We don't have to meet norms of the US, but that should be met, and that should be well maintained, and the community life, including the cultural life. So I know the BHU cultural life is very rich, but IIT BHU is somehow, because even it doesn't have its own auditorium, so our talented students or family members or the staff and faculty members who have passion for, let's say, music, drama, arts, literature, they don't get an outlet. We don't even have a community hall. So these are the small things, but I think with effort, collective effort, we'll be able to do it. So we should put some resources into that area, community halls, creche. We are beginning in a small way, but eventually we should have a proper, structure, proper, setup for that, and the roads need to be broader, because whether you like it or not, cars are there and they are going to stay. So at least there should be roads with sufficient width so that 2 cars can pass even after cycles being parked on 2 ends. So all these constraints are there. So of course I don't think they can be all solved overnight, but let us put effort, and I am sure with collective efforts we will be able to overcome all these problems. I have told one statement in my first meeting with the heads of the department and the deans, which is actually a saying in Bengali, which if I translate to English is that when 10 persons do a work together, whether they win or lose, it does not matter, it does not bring any shame. We will say that we tried and we failed. But still, it is better than not trying. Not trying means you are already failing. So at least you try. So that will be our motto. So that is why all the teamwork and all other things comes, and we also have to have the understanding of each other. You have to really put ourselves into the other person's shoes, right? So suppose you go to your superior, your officer, or your head of the department or a dean. Instead of expecting that they will solve all your problems, you have to put yourself in their shoes and see that, okay, are they capable, and or if they are not able to do it, and you have to understand. And we also, the dean or the HOD also should explain, therefore why this is not in my hand. But if you want, you and I will go together, let us go to the director or whoever, and then let us see how to solve. So let us take the problems positively, and once we do that, even if we can't solve all 100%, we will be able to live a more peaceful and healthy life. So with these words, let me conclude, and let's wait for the cultural program.
I request our director, so kindly wait on the dais. our director, our chief guest, members of the organizing committee, and the student volunteers to stay together for a photo.